Good morning, 7th graders. Today we are going to learn about angle pairs. So we are going to go to geogebra.org. So this is a review from what we learned today in class. So I'm going to sign in with my account, and I'm going to create a new GeoGebra. So you can do the same thing, okay? Or you can just watch this video and then do it on your own. I suggest you watch the video first. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of these grids and axes. So we're going to click this icon here on the top right, where you see my little arrow, and the second icon where it says show or hide the grid, we're going to click on that and then select the white square, and ta-da! It disappears. The next thing we're going to do is click on the axis icon to get rid of the axis as well. So now we're going to draw our two parallel lines and one transversal. And just like we learned today in class, the transversal is the line that crosses my set of parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that never touch each other, so the distance between the two lines is constant, is always the same. So first I'm going to draw 3 points. So I'm going to go to this icon here, the second one on the top left. Click on that and then select the first option, point. And if you see at the bottom in gray, it says select position or line, function or curve. These messages are really helpful when we're drawing in GeoGebra. So we're going to select point, and I'm going to I created 2 points, and I'm going to create a third point, okay? Okay, now we know that with 2 points we can create a line. So I'm going to go to my third icon on the top left, and I'm going to select line. And it says there, select 2 points or position. So I'm going to select 2 points. I'm going to select point A and point B. We have our line. So on the left side of our screen, this is the algebra area. So we have point A, point B, point C, and line F. So everything we are creating shows on the left, which is really helpful. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is create a parallel line to the one I just created. So I'm going to go to the fourth icon here, and it says perpendicular line. That's the first option. Parallel line is the second option. I'm going to select that. And it says select point and parallel line. So select point and line I want to be parallel to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I have my set of parallel lines. Now I'm going to create a third line, my transversal. But first I'm going to create 5 more points. I have 3 and I need 5 more. So I'm going to go ahead, point. We know how to access that function. And then I'm going to go to my line. I'm going to stand on my line, and I'm going to create a 4th point, which is my point D. Now, I'm going to create 1 point here where I'm going to want my transversal. So I'm going to create this point here and this point here at the bottom. So now I have 6 points. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a transversal line. So I'm going to click my third icon, line, and then it says select 2 points. So I'm going to select my point A, my point E, and my point F. I have my transversal. Now we want to measure angles because this is what we learned today in class. So I'm going to create two more points where the lines intersect. So point right here at the intersection of line F and line H, and the other point is going to be created at the intersection of line G and line H. Okay? So now we can start measuring our angles of our lines, between our lines. So I'm going to go to the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th icon, counting from the left. And the first option says angle. I'm going to click that. And when we create angles in GeoGebra, we want to make sure we're going clockwise when we're selecting our points. We have to select 3 points, and we have to do that in a clockwise fashion. So the first angle is going to be angle EGA, and I'm going to start in that order selecting points. EGA. Excellent. I have my angle there, alpha, which measures 108.1. Something we can do so that our drawing looks much better is that we can go to settings. On the left side, we see that row that says angle EGA. We click on these 3 dots and select settings. The first thing we're going to do, this window pops up, and under the basic tab, we're going to show label, we're going to show the value, because we're not interested with the name of the angle all that much. Next, we're going to go to style, and under style, you see the size option. We're going to slide that dot until like 70. Do you see how our arc grows? It makes it nice and big so we can really see the details of our drawing. The last thing we're going to do is click on this purple square all the way to the right of our screen, and we are going to find, sorry, it's not that one. We are going to, delete that point. We don't want that point. And we want to find the rounding option. Right now I can't see it. Okay, here, where it says global, you see this icon all the way to the right that looks like gear. So where it says rounding, we're going to go to 0 decimal place. And my angle disappeared. So it's no big deal because we know how to do it. So click on angle, EG, and it takes really 5 seconds. So we're going to go again. This is just good for practice. Settings. We're going to select under basic. We're going to select name. And under style, we're going to slide this size dot all the way to 70, so it's nice and big. Under basic again, instead of name, we need to show the value of our angle. Okay? Oops, delete. Okay, our angle disappeared again. It's no big deal. It is no big deal. Third time is a charm. Okay, we're gonna do it for the last time. And if it deletes it again, it's okay. I have another file where I can show you all the 8 angles that we are interested in. So under basic, we're gonna click value. And under style, we're going to select 70 or 75 so that we can see the details of our drawing. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this looks once you draw all the angles. And you can ask me in class anytime if you have a problem or you're stuck somewhere, I can show you in class. So I'm going to show you my drawing that I did previously. So these are all our angles. So if you see, this first angle is called DBA or ABD. We learned this in 6th grade. So we know from class that the angle DBA is vertical to EBC. Therefore, they measure the same. And angle DBE and angle ABC are also vertical, and they measure the same. So we also learned in class today that of all of this set of 8 angles, we only have 2 different measurements, okay? And this is very important. So let's review the types of angles that we have here. So if we choose, let's say I'm going to choose 2 angles, and I'm going to choose angle ABC and angle BCF. What do we learn today about these angles? These 2 angles? Well, we learned that when they are inside the parallel lines, they are called interior. Okay, any angles that fall outside of the parallel line, so this area and this area here, are called exterior angles. So this is one classification. The other classification is does my angle pair sits on one side of the transversal or not? In this case, they are not. So these 2 angles here, this angle pair, is called alternate interior angles, okay? For the reasons mentioned, because we have to classify by the transversal and by the parallel lines. The other set of angles we have are called alternate exterior angles, okay? So these are angles that are going to fall outside of my parallel line. So it's going to be either these 2 angles, one of these 2, and one of these 2. And they're also alternate angles. So where can we find these angles? So one is going to be here. We can pick this angle. So D, B, E, and the other one has to be also on the other side of my parallel lines. And since it's alternate, it has to be this angle here. So it's HCG. And as you can see, they are congruent angles because they have the same measurement. The next type of angle pair we have is the same side exterior angles. So exterior, so outside of my parallel lines, so nothing inside this area here. Same side exterior angle, so we have this angle and this angle, okay? So we can see that these 2 angles, HCG and ABD, are supplementary because they add up to 180 degrees. The next classification or category is same side interior angles. So same side interior angles. Okay, so let's go to my interior area and let's go on my same side. So we can choose these 2 angles or these 2 angles. So again, like the previous category, same side interior angles are supplementary because they add up to 180 degrees. They are on my same side of the transversal, but in the interior area of my parallel lines. And the last but not least category is the corresponding angles. These are angles that are on the same side of my transversal, and one is inside the parallel lines and the other one is outside of my parallel line. So in this case, if we choose this side of my transversal, we have this angle DBE and this angle BCF, and they are congruent. I hope you had a good time reviewing angle pair geometry. Thank you.